Welcome, dear friends, to the enchanting world of words, the Millennium Library. Here, memories take us back to warm nights where grandmothers and mothers wove the most wonderful tales. Our only wish now is for you to listen, to dive deep into the heart of the stories that shaped our minds and souls. We have embarked on this unique project, the Millennium Library, to gather for you a treasure trove of timeless novels and stories, and present them to you with voices full of warmth and sweetness. It is a legacy we are creating together between humanity and artificial intelligence to remain a testament to the power of words and the magic of storytelling throughout the ages. We hope you find in it what delights your souls and enriches your imagination. If this work touches your hearts, we would be delighted if you share it with your loved ones. And remember, your support lies in liking this segment and leaving your comments which illuminate our path. We are here to grow by you and with you. With sincere regards from the Millennium Library. The Caterpillar Boy. Once there was an old woman who lived on the grain she could collect from other people's threshing floors. One day, as she swept up a threshing floor, she found a caterpillar among the paddy. She threw it away, but it came crawling back again. She threw it away again, but it said, "Do not throw me away. Take me home with you, and you will prosper." So she let it stay, and that day she found that she collected a whole basketful of rice. At this she was delighted, and put the caterpillar on the top of her basket and took it home. There she asked the caterpillar what work it would do, and it said that it would watch the paddy when it was spread out to dry after being boiled, and prevent the fowls and pigs from eating it. So the caterpillar used to watch the paddy while the old woman went out looking for food. And every day she brought back a full basket of rice, and so she soon became rich. It got whispered about that the old woman was so prosperous because she had a caterpillar boy in her house. One day, the caterpillar said that he wanted to go and bathe. So he went to the river and took off his caterpillar skin and bathed. And as he rubbed his head, one or two hairs came out, and these he wrapped up in a leaf and set the packet to float down the stream. Lower down the stream, a princess was bathing, and when she saw the packet come floating down, she had it fished out. And when she opened it, she saw the hairs inside, and she measured them and found them to be 12 fathoms long. Then the princess vowed that she would not eat rice till she found the man to whom the hairs belonged. And she went home and shut herself in her room and refused to eat. At this her father and mother were much distressed, and when they heard what had happened, the Rajah said, "Well, she wants a husband. I will find him for her." And he sent a notice throughout his kingdom, saying that he would give his daughter and half his kingdom to the man who had hair 12 fathoms long. Everyone who heard this came with his sons, and the princess was told to look at them and choose whom she liked. But none had hair 12 fathoms long, and she would take none of them. Then the Raja asked whether everyone in the kingdom had come, and he was told that there was a caterpillar boy who lived with an old woman who had not come. So the Rajah sent to fetch him. But he said that he had no arms or legs and could not go. So they sent a palki for him, and he was brought in that. And when the palki was set on the ground, the caterpillar boy rolled out, and the princess said that he should be her husband. At this, her father and mother were much ashamed and remonstrated with her, but she persisted in her fancy. So the marriage took place. They sent the newly married pair to live in a house at the outskirts of the village, and only one maidservant accompanied the princess. Every night, the caterpillar boy used to take off his skin and go out to dance. And one night the maidservant saw him and told her mistress, and they agreed to watch him. So the next night they pretended to go to sleep, but when the caterpillar boy went out, they took his skin and burnt it on the fire, and when he came back, he looked for it, but could not find it. Then the princess got up and caught him in her arms, and he retained his human form, and he was as handsome as a god. In the morning, the caterpillar boy and his wife stayed inside the house, and the Rajah sent some children to see what had happened. And the children brought back word that there was a being in the house, but whether human or divine, they could not say. Then the Rajah went and fetched his son in law to the palace, but the caterpillar was not pleased, and said to his wife, "They treat me very well now that they see that I am a man. But what did they do before?" However, he stayed in his father-in-law's palace. Presently, the Rajah said that his kingdom was too small to give half of it to his son-in-law. So he proposed that they should go and conquer fresh territory and carve out a kingdom for the caterpillar boy. So they went to war and attacked another Rajah, but they were defeated and their army cut to pieces. Then the son-in-law said that he would fight himself. So he drew his sword and brandished it, and it flashed like lightning and dazzled the eyes of the enemy, and his shield clanged on his thigh with a noise like thunder. And he defeated the other Rajah and took his kingdom and carried off all his wealth. But the Rajah thought that as his son-in-law was so strong, he would one day kill him also and take his kingdom. So he resolved to find a means to kill him. On their way back from the war, they found no water on the road and were distressed with thirst. One day they came to a large tank and found it dry. So they made a sacrifice in the hopes that water would flow. First, they sacrificed goats and sang, "Tank, we are giving goats. Trickle out water. Tank, we are giving goats. Flow water." But no water came. Then in succession they sacrificed sheep and oxen and buffaloes and horses and elephants, but all in vain. And after each failure, the Rajah said, "Son-in-law, it is your turn." And at last his son-in-law said, "Well, let it be me." And he armed himself and mounted his horse and went and stood in the middle, and he sang, "Up to my knees the water, father. The water, father, has oozed out." And the Rajah answered, "Do you, my son, remain standing there?" And as he sang the water welled out up to his horse's knee, and then to its belly, And he still sang, and the water rose to the horse's back, and then to his own waist, and to his chest, and he still sang, and it reached his mouth, and then he was completely submerged, and the tank was full. Then they all drank their fill, and the Rajah said to his men, "We have sacrificed this Saru prince. I will kill any of you who tells my daughter what has happened." And they promised not to tell. But they forgot that there were two dogs with them. And when they got home, each man's wife brought out water and welcomed him. And the princess asked where her husband, the Saru prince, was, and no one answered. Then she sang, "Oh, father, my father, how far away is the Saru prince, the Gindu Raja?" And the Raja answered, "My daughter, my darling, the Saru prince, the Gindu Raja, is very far away, amusing himself with hunting." And she sang to them all, but no one told her anything. And then she sang to the two dogs, who were named Chora and Baura. "Oh, Chora, oh, Bura, how far away is the Saru prince, the Gindu Raja?" And they answered, "Oh, sister, oh, Rani, your father has sacrificed him in the big tank." Thereupon she began to cry, and every day she sat and cried on the bank of the tank. Now the two daughters of the Snake King and Queen had received the Saru prince as he disappeared under the water. And when they heard the princess crying every day, they had pity on her. She used to sing, "Oh, husband, oh, Raja, my father has sacrificed you in the big tank. Oh, husband, oh, Raja, take me with you too." So the daughters of the Snake King and Queen took pity on her and told their frog Chaukidar to restore the Saru prince to his wife. And the prince and his wife went home together. When the Rajah and his wife saw their son-in-law again, they were terrified, but he said nothing to reproach them. The princess, however, could not forgive them for trying to kill her husband, and always looked angrily at them. Then the Rajah and the Rani took counsel together and agreed that they had done wrong to the prince, and that he must be a magician. And they thought that their daughter must also be a magician, as she had recognized the prince when he was a caterpillar, and she could not even see his long hair. So they were afraid, and thought it best to make over the kingdom to their son-in-law. And they abdicated in his favor, and he took the kingdom. The Monkey Nursemaid. Once upon a time there were 7 brothers who were all married, and each had one child. And the brothers arranged to engage a boy to carry the children about. So they sent for a boy, and to see if he was strong enough, they made a loaf as big as a door, and they told the boy to take it away and eat it. But he was not strong enough to lift it. So they told him that he could not carry their children. Now a Hanuman monkey was looking on from the top of a tree, and he came down and carried off the loaf and ate it. Thereupon the mothers engaged him to carry the children, and he used to carry the whole 7 about on his back. One day the children were running about the house and kept interfering with their mother's work, and the mothers scolded the monkey for not keeping them out of the way. Then the monkey got sulky and carried off the children to a distant hill and did not bring them back at evening. So the mothers got very anxious, but the villagers laughed at them for engaging a monkey instead of a human being to look after the children. When the mothers heard that the monkey had taken the children to the hill, they were still more unhappy, for in the hill lived a Rakka's ogre, but it was too late to go in search of them that night. Meanwhile, the monkey, for fear of the Rakkas, had carried the children up to the top of a palm tree, and when the Rakkas spied them out, he tried to climb the tree. But the monkey drove him away by throwing the palm fruit at him. However, the monkey was really in a fix, for he was sure that the Rakaz would return, and he knew that if he let the children be eaten, their parents would make him pay for it with his life. So he went off to a blacksmith and bought sharp knives and tied them on to the trunk of the palm tree. And when the Rakaz came back and tried to climb the tree, he was so badly cut by the knives that he fell down to the ground with a thud and lay there groaning. Then the monkey cautiously descended, and the Rakaz begged him to cure his wounds. The monkey answered that he would cure him if he gave him complete outfits for the children. The Rakaz said that he would give them directly he was cured. So the monkey applied some medicines and recited the following spells: Rustling, rustling sesamum, slender sesamum. Tell your grandfather. Tell him of 7 waist strings. Rustling, rustling sesamum, slender sesamum. Tell your grandfather. Tell him of 7 dotis. And in succeeding verses, he mentioned 7 coats, 7 pair of shoes, 7 hats, 7 swords, 7 horses, and 7 hogs. And as he repeated the incantation, he blew on the Rakkas, and he was healed. The Rakkas was to give the things mentioned in the incantation. But when 7 hogs were mentioned, he objected, and wished only to give 1. And in the end, the monkey agreed to be content with 2. So the Rakkhas departed, and the next day appeared with 7 waist strings, 7 dhotis, 7 coats, 7 hats, 7 pairs of shoes, 7 swords, 7 horses, and 2 hogs. Then the monkey rigged the children out in this apparel, and mounted them on the horses. And the monkey and the Rakkhas mounted on the 2 hogs, the Rakkhas having faithfully promised not to eat the children or their parents, and they all set out for the children's home. When the mothers saw the cavalcade come jingling along, they were frightened at first, but when they recognized their children, they were delighted, and they gave the monkey and Rakkhas a good dinner. Then the monkey made over the children to their parents and gave up his post as nurse, and left amid the good wishes of all. Conclusion of our journey. And so we reach the conclusion of our journey for today, within the unending worlds of words and the never folding pages of knowledge. We have spent an enjoyable and beneficial time together within the embrace of Millennium Library, where voices meet tales and a new cultural legacy is forged. We hope you have enjoyed every moment and delved deeply into the dimensions of the story or novel we presented to you. Always remember that this grand edifice, Millennium Library, is the result of a unique collaboration between human creativity and the profound depth of artificial intelligence. Our goal is to enrich your ears and minds with the treasures of world literature and to make knowledge accessible to everyone, while preserving the ownership rights of Millennium Library for this distinctive production. Don't forget to follow us and activate the notification bell to receive all new content. And share this podcast with everyone around you, for knowledge is light, and together we illuminate the paths. Until we meet again in a future episode and a new literary adventure, may you be in the care and keeping of Allah, and within the realm of immortal words. Millennium Library, where tales are embodied, knowledge is narrated, and creativity is immortalized.